In a typical year, more than 10,000 people will go to the emergency room because of fireworks-related injuries, and most happen in the days around the 4th of July. Tonight in Legal Edge, local attorney Bryan Waldman has more on potential liability claims when a person is hurt or property is damaged because of fireworks. And those claims are more common than you might expect.
And if you think about it, these are explosives, they're potentially dangerous, and they can certainly lead to injuries. Our law firm has had plenty of cases involving fireworks against professional corporations that put on public firework displays, homeowners, individuals lighting off fireworks, and manufacturers.
Well, let's talk about kind of the commercial companies and the cases that you commonly see.
It may be a situation where there's just not enough distance between the crowds and the individuals that are setting off the commercial fireworks or public display, or maybe they don't take into account the direction of the wind or the severity of the wind.
What about ordinary people and, setting off their own fireworks displays at a home or something?
Well, individuals and homeowners, even if you're not the one setting off the fireworks, but it's being done on your property, you need to be really careful. In addition to causing a large number of injuries, like you mentioned, there's a lot of property damage done by fireworks. There are plenty of fires that are started by fireworks. And so if they're set off on your property, or if you're setting them off, they have to be pointed in the right direction. The homeowner has an obligation to supervise people that set off fireworks on their property, particularly minors, to make sure that they aren't injured. And then, to be mindful of the fact that it is a dangerous activity and you need to have precautions in place, including water in case you do need to put out a fire or extinguish a fire. They do malfunction, they're duds, and one of the things obviously that individuals need to be careful about is if there is a dud, you don't try to relight it. You just take your loss, you paid for something that didn't work, that's okay. And also dispose of it properly. We actually had a case where someone disposed of it in a fire pit that was not lit at the time, but then when the fire pit eventually was lit, 3 people were very seriously injured because the fireworks exploded while people were gathered around the fire pit. Sometimes fireworks will not function properly and they may go off inadvertently, and it can be due to a manufacturing defect. And so those lead to what are called product liability claims against the manufacturer. The difficulty with those claims often with fireworks is they're manufactured in a foreign country. The evidence is destroyed as part of the explosion, so it's difficult to find out who the manufacturer actually is. There can also be product liability claims against the seller under a theory called implied warranty, which essentially means that when you sell a product, it has to be fit for its intended use. So there's the potential for that type of claim as well.